Welcome to Weekly 7 Things with Mathew Ruybal. I'm Mathew Ruybal, and it is our 15th episode, just cruising right along. Today I'd like to start with some movie news. It's been announced that Roland Emmerich is going to do a new Stargate Trilogy. I don't know how to feel about this, because Stargate was pretty awesome. Awesome! Even though Roland Emmerich directed it. He went on to make Independence Day, which was probably his last good film, and now he wants to go back to the Stargate universe. I like the idea of revisiting the Stargate universe because it's a great universe. It was the longest running science fiction television show with Stargate SG-1 in 10 seasons. Atlantis was really solid. I would like to see them revisit the fiction, but I mean, we just lost, what was it called? Infinity, or do you know what it was called, Sticks? Stargate, whatever, with the ship in space. And that was a cool show, but I felt like they were trying really hard to kind of play off of the success of Battlestar Galactica and the fans of Firefly with some of their characters. They used a lot of similar things from those shows in their Stargate show, and it felt kind of forced, but it was still interesting, and I would like to have seen where that was going to go. Alas, they canceled it, but now they're trying to bring back the film franchise. So I don't know. What do you guys think? Are you excited about this, or a little, like I am, a little nervous? Last week I mentioned that Edgar Wright's no longer working on AntMan, which is a tragedy because that would have probably been amazing. And now it looks like they may have found the replacement director in Adam McKay, who you would know from comedies such as Anchorman, Anchorman 2, Step Brothers. He directed those films, and now he's going to be directing AntMan, it looks like. AntMan has action. I don't know. I mean, the guy can do comedy, obviously. We've seen him do comedy, but can he do action as well? That's not as easy to do, so I guess we'll just have to wait and see how that turns out, but I'm definitely less excited about Ant-Man than I was a month ago. If, like me, you like to read, and if, like me, you like to read stuff with pictures sometimes, then that probably means you like comics. I like comics. I don't read as much of them as I would like to, but Comixology, this great app, makes it a lot easier to do so, and I just got a recommendation on Comixology to check out Black Science, pictured here. I probably can't do the synopsis, better than this. So the synopsis for Black Science is: anarchist scientist Grant McKay has done the impossible. Using the pillar, he has punched a hole through the barriers between dimensions, allowing travel to all possible universes, but now Grant and his team are trapped in the folds of infinity, the pillar sending them careening through a million universes of unimaginable adventure, sanity, flaying danger, and no way home. It's from the creative team, the writer Rick Remender from Uncanny Avengers and Captain America, and the artist Matteo Scalera from Secret Avengers. Looks really cool. I haven't started reading it yet, but if you're looking for something new to read, you might want to check out Black Science. First volume trade is out, $10 on Comixology. Check it out and let me know what you thought. We all knew it was probably an inevitability, but they've finally kind of said something about another Red Dead video game. The quote was just that the franchise was an enduring franchise. So we're very likely to hear something at E3 this year about a new Red Dead game, which would be amazing because now we have the harnessing power of the new consoles, the PS4 and the Xbox One. So a new Red Dead would be pretty freaking awesome. That would make me very excited. Watch out for that on E3. Speaking of E3, E3 is coming up June 9th. It's Monday. June 9th, starting at 9 a.m. coverage will begin. Spike TV is covering it. I always like to go through GameTrailers.com, which is part of Spike TV. GameTrailers.com does a really good job of streaming all of the press conferences and all the coverage and whatnot. Jeff Keighley and all that good stuff. So be sure to check out E3. We're going to be hearing a lot of good stuff, I think, this year. A lot of good stuff. And that kind of segues into what I also want to talk about. One of my viewers asked me to talk about the new Battlefield game. And at first, as soon as he said it, I was like, oh, Battlefield, I'm kind of over the military shooter thing. But when I looked up what he was talking about, I was actually kind of excited because with Battlefield Hardline, everything changes. There was a trailer up. It got taken down most everywhere. I found a copy of it. You're watching it now. This is interesting. This is really, really interesting. The company that was involved with Dead Space and BioShock is going to be helping develop this alongside of DICE and distributed by EA. As of right now, it looks like, in this trailer they call it Omaha, but I think that's just a working title. The title so far is Battlefield Hardline, and they've gotten rid of the military stuff. Now they're talking about the battlefield of crime, and so it looks like a cops and robbers game all the way around. With the Battlefield flair, of course, destructible environments, all kinds of vehicles. They highlight a bunch of game modes in this trailer. You know, like your standard kind of cops and robbers scenario. There's a great heist scenario. There's a SWAT rescue scenario. There's like a driving vehicular, take stuff and get it to other places while being shot at and shooting back scenario. Big open world environments, and this is interesting to me. It's a big statement being made here by DICE, by EA. Saying, you know, maybe the military shooter's a little played out at this point. Maybe it's time to branch out into other things. I doubt, you know, Modern Warfare will do that. Modern Warfare will stay with military. I would be willing to bet. So this changes a little bit of everything for the competition there. Even though they're both different kinds of shooters to begin with, still, I mean, you had that Battlefield 4, Modern Warfare kind of, you know, competition, and now that's going to change drastically with Hardline. What do you guys think about this? I think it's a really bold move. I think it's interesting, and I'm definitely more interested in playing the new Battlefield now than I would have been had they announced another take on the military shooter, because I'm kind of over all that. So I'm actually pretty excited for this, and once again, we'll be seeing a lot of this at E3, I would imagine, coming up next month, so keep your eyes out for Battlefield Hardline. Sticking with the games topic and getting on to the meat of the show this week, of course, Watch Dogs by Ubisoft. I've been playing it. I've probably played, I don't know, 8 to 12 hours of it so far. Not a ton, but you know, I've gotten into it a bit. I'm still in Act 1, right at the end of Act 1, I believe. 6th or 7th mission in Act 1. I'm doing a lot of side stuff, roaming around, checking stuff out. And so let's talk about Watch Dogs real quick. If you take, you know, Assassin's Creed, also Ubisoft, and you mix it with Grand Theft Auto, and then you add in a bunch of really cool tech, it's pretty much what you've got with Watch Dogs. There's a, you know, driving storyline that's moving the plot forward, which is interesting. Big city of Chicago, plenty of places to roam around and get into trouble. There are a few things about this game that I really, really like. For instance, I played a mission where you're in a car and you have to get this guy to, like, away from the cops. And instead of just being your standard, like, run from the cops, even just using the cool, like, hacking stuff where you can change, you know, turn on the light screen at an intersection and cause a pileup, or bring up security barriers, or, you know, the spikes that, you know, the one-way spike thingies, you can do that stuff too. Besides all of that, this gameplay was interesting because it was like stealth gameplay from inside your car. Really interesting stuff. You had to get out of a zone where the cops were actively looking for you, and there's a cool dynamic where you can hide in the car. You turn the car off, turn everything off, and kind of just like reduce your profile, I guess is the best way to put it. And it was really interesting to kind of, like, you know, you'd run from one alley to another and stop and hide for a second and wait for the cops to go by, and then hide in another alley until you got out of the zone. And then it becomes a elude the police scenario, albeit with the cool new added, you know, tech stuff, the hacks that you can do in Watch Dogs. It was a really, really cool dynamic. I also find that the shootout stuff is a lot of fun because there's some stealth elements to it with takedowns and whatnot, and then you can get into some straight up gunfights. I find that a lot of times I'll be doing, like, taking over a gang hideout, and I will, you know, working my way in stealth, and at some point something stupid will go wrong. I've invested all this time scouting the area, using all the video cameras to track all the bad guys, highlight everyone, plan an approach, and, like, sneak my way through, and something will go wrong right towards the end, and I'll end up in this crazy, you know, firefight and then maybe a chase. I don't know, so far it's been really exciting and really fun. When you first look at it, I'm playing it on the Xbox One, a lot of you are probably playing on the PS4. As you look at it, it looks beautiful. It's a very good looking game, but you're not necessarily overwhelmed by it in any, just kind of like a wide look. You're like, wow, that looks really good. But yesterday I was standing there and I got a text on my phone and I stopped playing for a second, put my controller down. I was just standing on a street corner and it was raining in Chicago, and I was checking my text, and I came back, and when I went to pick my controller up, my character was looking down at the ground, and the rain coming off of the pavement, and, like, it was, you know, puddling in a corner over here. Looked absolutely amazing. This game has all these little ways it can surprise you and show you how incredibly robust this new hardware is, you know, to run this new software, and it's really impressive. There's moments where you're just kind of like, dang, man, that looks really, really good. So far I really like Watch Dogs a whole lot. I would recommend picking it up and checking it out on any console, really, just whatever you're playing on, pick it up. And let me know what you think and share some of your stories with the game with us. That's all for this week on Weekly 7 Things. I don't have any inspirational words for you. Just, you know, be nice to each other and lead by example. Stay off your phones in public all the time. Talk to people. Be a member of society, damn it. See you next week. What do you think of my Lego Serenity? Pretty dope, huh? You wish you had one, but you don't. I do.